Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is NXT. Tonight is actually a very interesting night for the NXT brand as we come to you live from Full Sail University in Orlando, Florida. For tonight we have the main event being another championship matchup. That's right, it's not the NXT Championship, it's not the NXT Tag Team Championship, it's the NXT Women's Championship. A triple threat match between champion Nikki Cross and the two challengers for a title, Sexy Star on the left, Peyton Royce on the right. These two women have both made their claims for that NXT Championship, and tonight, Cross has been instructed by the NXT board to defend her title against both of them. This all going on while a tag team tournament is underway to determine the number one contenders for the NXT Tag Team Championship. NXT in for an interesting start here tonight. And we are going to immediately kick things off with that Tag Team Championship tournament taking place. 4 teams going to be involved in it right now. The two teams who win here tonight will face each other next week. And then the week after that, they will face the DCC for the NXT Tag Team titles. Pretty simple ruling, and that's how it's going to work. We're seeing right here, it is Shelton Benjamin and his tag team partner, of course, Kurt Angle, the team who challenged the DCC for the tag team titles at NXT TakeOver. Could have had the chance of winning those titles and being the first ever NXT Tag Team Champions, but it was not to be. Instead, of course, it was the DCC who won on the night, but Benjamin and Angle looking possessed, looking poised to get that second opportunity against them. However, they've got to go through a pretty interesting team, to be fair. A team not really... Well, a team that doesn't really have much experience with one another, but a team that, well, certainly one part of the team has had significant success in the past when it comes to being a part of a team. That being Edge and the Big Show. Currently going by the name of the Rated R Show. Believing that, you know, I assume it, obviously it's a play on their names, but I assume it's something to do with their, perhaps they believe they're a little bit more adult orientated or something along those lines. But anyway, Kurt Angle heads towards the ring. First time I think we've seen Benjamin and Angle since TakeOver. So you can imagine why they've got a little bit more determination within them. It's also, you know, they're back on the map, they're back to prove themselves, and for all we know, if Angle and Benjamin win here tonight, we could be in for a technical wrestling tag team masterpiece next week. Because also in this tournament is American Alpha, who will be making their NXT debut later on tonight. Kurt Angle poised, and he's ready for the arrival of Edge and the Big Show. Certainly seeing here right now in this matchup is that despite there being two tag teams, there's almost no unity in the aspect. All 4 men coming out on their own, to their own music. However, that may be the arrogance of Edge and Big Show that they may have picked up over these last few weeks and months. Angle and Benjamin, perhaps they just like coming out to their own music. I don't know, something along those lines. Who knows? But anyway, here comes Edge, former 2-time world champion, I believe. Something along those lines. May only be a 1-time world champion, I may just be stupid. But nevertheless, he comes towards the ring right now. Having been sent down to NXT upon its creation, really, or its reformation. Had the opportunity to become NXT champion. If memory serves me correct, he was the runner-up in that Battle Royal, which was eventually won by, of course, now former NXT champion Rick Rude. But Edge, you know, since becoming runner-up, as you can see, kind of taking a bit of a downturn. Here he is now trying to win the NXT Tag Team Championship. Technically, it would be enough for a Triple Crown Championship if it was any other tag team title, but because NXT is a little bit... but because NXT is a little bit of a lower brand compared to the rest, you can't really win a Triple Crown or a Grand Slam Championship using these titles. You can become an NXT Triple Crown Champion, if that makes sense. Nevertheless, well, you can't actually, unless you're a woman. But moving on from my blunder there, Big Show heads towards the ring. This may be his first appearance, I think, on NXT. He was also sent down. I believe he was sent down by the ECW board before I came into power, of course. But I think this may be the best opportunity for Big Show, really. There is kind of no place for him on the main rosters right now. He may be a big guy. He may have a lot of power in those arms of his, and certainly that WMD proves it on more than one occasion. However, Big Show's career has taken a little bit of a downturn for quite a while now. So he's in desperate need of a revitalization, and he's hoping that NXT can bring that to him here tonight, or here in his entire career, something along those lines. That was a bit of a blunder. Nevertheless, as this matchup gets underway, moving on to a little bit later on tonight, coming up after this, Cedric Alexander will go one-on-one with the DCC's newest member, the man who is almost infatuated with ending the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin. That man is Coren. But Coren may want to keep his wits about him, because what I've heard, Stone Cold is here at Full Sail tonight, and he is willing to just appear out of the blue and just Stone Cold Stunner anyone who gets in his way. I don't even think Coren needs to get in his way, though, to be the recipient of a Stone Cold Stunner. I think that's just something that is just bound to happen. What else have we got? We got the next part of the tag team tournament, of course, as I discussed already. American Alpha will be in action. They'll be taking on another newly formed team, this time of Matt Hardy and Randy Savage. Yep, I know. That's the team we got going for us. They are apparently the matchup at NXT TakeOver cracked something within the mind of the Macho Man Randy Savage, and now Matt Hardy could, perhaps sees the broken personality that he possesses being shone into Randy Savage. Who knows, but we'll find out later on tonight. And then, of course, our main event, that triple threat, I should say, for the NXT Women's Championship. Nikki Cross having to defend against Sexy Star and Peyton Royce. A very interesting dilemma for Cross, the woman who she was defeated by in Sexy Star last week, was then last week defeated by Peyton Royce. Therefore, the NXT General Managers, JBL and Living Legend Larry Zbyszko, were left with no real choice but to declare this a triple threat matchup here tonight for the NXT Women's Championship. They could not conclude who the true number one contender was, so they had to decide that really both of them deserved the opportunity for the title, much to the outrage of Nikki Cross, of course. Nikki Cross now having to defend her championship once, having to defend her championship twice already since winning that belt. And, well, once really, this is being her second defense. Meanwhile, of course, people like the NXT Tag Team Champions are still yet to defend their tag team titles. And Okada, having just defended his last week. Nikki Cross believes there's some level of injustice going on against her. However, this is just, it seems as if this is just what has to happen. Business has to happen here in NXT. And with the, with the arrival, with the re-emergence of the female talent within this universe, certainly gives reason as to why this would be a championship matchup. Certainly would be reason why it's the main event once more again. Cross's first defense against Ember Moon the week after TakeOver was the main event, and here once again tonight, her second championship defense is also a main event matchup. Be interesting to see what happens later on when those championship matchup goes on. And Shelton Benjamin there, not too sure what he was thinking, completely mistimed that one. Jumped way too far. Took out the referee, but is still somehow able to keep Edge down on the floor right now. Edge with a quick counter though. Cheeky elbow in the gut, and now Edge. Execution! Floor in the gold standard. They're making the tag into the Big Show. Shelton may still stand, but it might not be for much longer. Big Show winds it up, and there it is! WMD right in the jaw of Benjamin. Angle can't move, and it's a win for Edge and the Big Show. The former World Tag Team Champion gets the pin, and that may mean next week whoever wins, it may not mean anything really. They may have to face Edge and the Big Show and suffer a huge loss in that aspect. Well, not a bad showing in their debut, knocking off the team who could have won the NXT Tag Team titles at TakeOver. They did not get that, obviously they failed at TakeOver and they fail again here tonight, so now it has to beg the question, how does Benjamin and Angle come back from this? How do they combat these losses? And I guess we'll find out in due time, but there's a nice win for Edge and the Big Show. And now we're going to move on to our next contest. Cedric Alexander going to have to take on the man who's been taking everyone's names recently, especially Stone Cold Steve Austin. That man, of course, being Coren. However, Cedric Alexander is not someone who's probably going to try and stay down for Coren. Of course, why would you? But Cedric Alexander is going to take the fight to him, and he's also on a little bit of a wave of momentum recently. Cedric Alexander was kind of one of the welcoming parties for Bret Hart to NXT. Bret Hart did not like that too much and proceeded to get his win over Cedric Alexander a few weeks ago via the use of that low blow once more. And in their rematch, Cedric Alexander caught Bret Hart with that roundhouse kick in the head, ended the matchup, got a huge win for it. And that is probably why he has been involved in this matchup. You know, that win a few weeks ago over Bret Hart certainly gave Cedric Alexander some attention. But now it's a whole different ball game, really. Bret Hart was was someone being sent down to try and revitalize his career. This is a man who has no need to revitalize his career right now. This is a man who is surging through his career. This is a man attempting to find success. This is a man attempting to find bloodshed, really. And he's looking to find that final aspect in the name of Stone Cold Steve Austin. For only the third time in his career, Coren makes his way towards the ring to do battle. Made his debut at NXT TakeOver, the newest member of the DCC at that point. Defeated Macho Man Randy Savage, saw him a few weeks later then, decimating Heath Slater. And following that, made the challenge to call out Stone Cold Steve Austin. Since then, Austin responded, saying he doesn't care who it is, when it is, he will take the fight to Coren, and he will try, and he will look to kick his ass, basically. But on the occasions where it has occurred, on the occasions where one man is running on the other, Coren has been the one to get the advantage, always going in right after Stone Cold Steve Austin's match, always trying to get a jump on him. And so far now, I believe on 2 occasions, Coren has leveled Stone Cold Steve Austin with the clock strikes 12. Coren also as well last week, following the NXT Championship matchup between Okada and The Undertaker, decked the NXT Champion with the same move. Really begging the question of why is Coren getting himself involved in that business? Was it an attempt to show that he is branching out? Was it perhaps him being used for Chris Sabin, to send a message for that? Or was it just an attack for the sake of an attack? Who knows how Coren operates? Who knows what Chris Sabin tells him to do within that four-man faction, within that quadruplet? No, that's what happens when you give birth to 4 twins. Coren right now, anyway, putting the boots onto Cedric Alexander, and then almost like a leaping scent on you. Be interesting to see what Cedric Alexander can do to try and combat the ongoing momentum that Coren possesses and the danger that he has. Now look at this. There we go. That is what we're used to. That is sometimes what we envision when we think about Coren just pummeling someone down to the mat like that. Coren recently, of course, has been utilizing a very interesting signature. Holds him up in almost a gory bomb position and slams him down to the mat as if he's hitting a Sister Abigail. Certainly a devastating maneuver, and Stone Cold and Okada have felt the true effects of that over the last few weeks. Especially both of them feeling it last week as well. And Cedric right now, though, still looking to try and fight. Look at that by Cedric Alexander. Roll up here. Can he hand Coren his first loss? No, not to be. Only a 1 count. Cedric right now with Coren up against the ropes, looking to try and take the advantage from this. Elbowing him right in the face. And I think Cedric Alexander, they're making a bit of a dumb move. You do not look to try and taunt against this man, against the man who has forced the Macho Man to take the change in his lifestyle like he has. Now we perhaps, well, with him being named the King, perhaps we are seeing a return to the Macho King Randy Savage. I'm not too sure. We'll find out in just a moment, really, as that match is up next. Oh, what an enziguri there in the side of the head by Cedric Alexander. Corked Coren, but it made almost no difference. Need him right in the face. Coren now assisting Cedric Alexander again up to his feet. He almost didn't move there. And now, clock strikes 12 for Cedric Alexander. Rolls him over. That win over Bret Hart almost means nothing to Coren, as he is victorious over Cedric Alexander in a matter of moments. Well, set out to do it. Set out to get that quick win, and he got just that. Cedric Alexander rolling out of the ring as Coren celebrates his victory, and here comes Stone Cold. Here we go. Finally, Stone Cold striking first now. Stone Cold getting his hands on Coren. No longer is he going to wait for this man to get the upper hand. It's Austin punishing Coren for the last 2 weeks, the last 3 weeks, however long it's been. Austin gets his own back here tonight. Stone Cold Steve Austin with the stunner. Stone Cold stunner, and down goes Coren. Finally, Stone Cold Steve Austin gets the upper hand and proves he is not afraid of the man currently laying out in the ring. This back and forth between these two men has got to come to a head eventually. When will the NXT board decide that enough is enough and it is time to go at it in a one-on-one confrontation between those two? I don't know, but I can't wait to witness it. Anyway, we're going to move on here to our next contest now. American Alpha. Jason Jordan on your left, Chad Gable on your right, making their debut here in NXT as they get set to take on Matt Hardy and Randy Savage. Certainly been a weird road for American Alpha. Not that long ago, really. They could have been, well, they were number one contenders for the World Tag Team titles. Now they're here in NXT, having struggled to make a definite, a definite impact. Does that make sense? I don't know, but they've been unable to just get what they wanted really on the main roster. They had that fire to them when they debuted, but it all kind of died out recently. And now here in NXT, however, with the incredible amateur wrestling background that both men represent, they could really deal some damage in this tag team division. However, we've already seen two people who possessed great amateur wrestling abilities be defeated with relative ease earlier. That, of course, being Kurt Angle and Shelton Benjamin. But here they come, Hardy and Savage, and they've certainly so broken they haven't even concluded as to what their tag team entrance will be yet. They're just kind of heading towards the ring and moving all over the place. Yeah, these two men are mentally fucked. Yeah, that's the best way of putting it. Anyway, with these two men heading towards the ring, be interesting to see what kind of debut they can have in a tag team aspect, and also what kind of debut American Alpha can have when in NXT. Of course, the winner of this will face Edge and Big Show next week for the opportunity to become number one contenders for the NXT Tag Team Championship. The bell rings now and we are underway. Chad Gable going to get things underway against Macho Man, King. I don't know what he is right now, really. I don't know what he wants to be called by, but we'll probably find out as time goes on. Gable, anyway, getting things off with a nice few chops and strikes, just sending Savage right back into the corner to kick things off with. Hoisting Gable now up onto that top rope, but Chad Gable immediately putting the brakes on that crossbody onto the Macho Man. I will call him Macho Man until he decides he wants to be called the Macho King. I think that's the safest bet I can take. Gable now, nice bit of agility there, hitting, nailing that backflip before going in with the back suplex. It's kind of what American Alpha combine. They combine the technical wrestling ability, the suplexes, the skills and all that, but they also combine it with speed and agility and a real acrobatic kind of level to them that you don't really expect to see, that you don't really see from a whole lot of other teams that possess incredible technical wrestling ability. Jason Jordan right now looking for the German suplex and nails it onto Savage. Savage's mind may be mentally destroyed following that matchup with Coren at NXT TakeOver, but Jason Jordan looking to try and make it even worse there with that German suplex. Well, now you want to talk about people though, whose minds are truly destroyed. Fragmented, really. Broken, of course, is probably the best way you can put it. That is personified in the Macho Man, in the broken one, Matt Hardy. Jordan right now trying to fend off against the... You'd hardly believe Matt Hardy is a former WWE champion, would you? It's... What a difference time makes. Hardy right now, though, in a little bit of trouble. Oh my god, the strength of Jason Jordan there to launch Matt Hardy through the air like that. But Hardy immediately countering. And up on the second rope he goes. Oh, what a delightful tornado DDT. Also, I just realized I completely forgot to do it while this match goes on. I would actually like to give thanks to the person who recommended the tag team tournament. They put it down in the comments maybe on the last NXT or the NXT before. I don't really remember. But nevertheless, cheers to that person. Because now we get to showcase a lot more of the NXT tag teams that we have. So, good idea there. Certainly was taken on board by the NXT board. Back to this matchup. Hardy looking for some kind of belly-to-belly slam. Not going to happen. Jason Jordan gets his way out of it. Tag made now. Back in comes Gable. Wobble American Alpha look for here. Gripping the leg of Hardy. And, oh! Yanking it back there. Matt Hardy now. Side effect. Nope. Downward spiral by Matt Hardy. Looked as if he was going to go for a side effect for a moment, but decided against it. And is now winding up a neck breaker there for Chad Gable. Got himself tagged in the matchup, and now all of a sudden Matt Hardy is delivering a few clinical strikes, turning the matchup in the favor of himself and Savage. Savage tagged back in now, and Gable immediately sending him back into the corner. Perhaps another tag maybe on its way. And it shall be. What will American Alpha look for here? So far demonstrating a lot of interesting tag team offense. Atomic drop, big boot combo. Jordan in the ring now. What will he look to utilize? Will he look to utilize the power advantage that he brings to American Alpha? Perhaps not, as Savage brings that to an immediate halt. Up on his shoulders now. Oh, whirly birding. Aeroplane spinning. Well, there you go. That kind of possesses the mental aspect of Savage when he just swings someone around on his shoulders for a bit of fun. Cover now by Savage following it. Only managing a 1 count, however. But he's staying in control right now. Over Jason Jordan. Only temporarily. Savage out in the apron, and here's the strength of Jordan, just hoisting him up and over his head there with ease. How will Jordan look to combat this? Looked like he was looking for a tag back into Gable, but denied the opportunity. Savage now loading up something, jumps off the turnbuckle there. It's a cross body. Don't usually expect to see that from Savage, but that is what he's bringing to the table right now. Pile driver was stuffed. Perhaps put too much force into it, and Jason Jordan was able to get his way out of it. In the turnbuckle now goes Savage. Might be in a bit of trouble. American Alpha look to be winding it up. And grand amplitude. Wait a minute, why is the ref... The ref is refusing to count the pin right now. The ref is still refusing to count the pin. I think the referee wanted Jordan out of the ring, maybe. I don't know what happened there, but the referee certainly forgetting to count the pin. A key error. Cover on Savage now, and Savage kicks out at 2. Very weird officiating there. We've seen on numerous occasions in this universe, you know, someone can be in the ring when a pinfall is made after a double team maneuver, but the referee having none of it in that aspect and wanted Jordan out of the ring. And that may have given Savage and Hardy the advantage they need to get back into this matchup now. Hardy tagged back in, certainly being the more effective in the matchup out of the two. Nice elbow drop there into the back of Gable. Certainly makes nailing those suplexes of his much more difficult. But Gable responds emphatically there with a knee right in the face. And now the smaller of the two, the more nimble of the American Alpha, looking for something off the top rope, but Hardy moves out of the way and Chad Gable crashes hard into the mat. I think Matt Hardy might have been looking for a Hurricanrana of some sorts there, but Gable able to utilize his pound for pound strength, decking Matt Hardy down there. And now will we see something? I thought we might have been looking for a tag. It's a double underhook suplex into an armbar here, into a cross arm breaker. Could this force Matt Hardy to submit? No, it won't. Not enough work being done on the arm to get that submission. And now all four men in the ring. A little bit of calamity kicking off here. Up in the air for Gable, and he's out of it. And now Hardy sent into the corner. American Alpha, what will they look for? You're looking to flip things around a little bit. The other way around now. Grand amplitude. This time it's Jordan into the cover. Gable allowed to stand in the ring this time. Savage tumbles, but Hardy kicks out at 2. Has to beg the question of, does Hardy or Savage even feel pain at this point, considering how mentally destroyed they are, really? Is there anything in their brain, are there any receptors in their brain that still feel pain? Or do they just keep on fighting until their body will not let them anymore? Hardy from way up high, leg drop there onto Jordan. What a move he was able to hit there, and it may be something that Jordan, that they can use to their advantage here. The referee having a spasm, really doesn't know how to make a pinfall. This is why he's in NXT. Matt Hardy right now taking the fight to both members of American Alpha, apparently. Able to hold them both off before making the tag back into Savage. Certainly Hardy's been a game changer in this matchup, more so than Savage has been for the Broken Kings. Right now Jason Jordan with Savage in the corner. Look at the strength of Jordan there, holding Savage up with one arm, slamming him into the turnbuckle, and then into the mat. But Savage still able to fight back. That's kind of been Savage's fight back in this entire match, really. It's just been fighting back bit by bit. He hasn't had a whole load of offense. He hasn't had minutes upon minutes of offense. There's the shoulder tackle there of Jason Jordan. Incredible just strength he possesses in those arms of his. But Savage looking to try and progress his team into the next round. Roll up here on Jordan, and oh, Gable in at the very last moment to break that one up. That could have been a 3 count. Gable now getting involved a little bit too long, but hoping that he can bring his tag team partner a little bit of success, maybe. Irish whip off the ropes comes Savage. Now right into a huge running clothesline from Jason Jordan. Jordan now in the turnbuckle. Here we go. Shoulder tackle. Plays it right into an overhead belly-to-belly suplex. Incredible power being demonstrated, and it may be American Alpha's ticket to the next round. Oh no. They do not get their hands on Big Show and Edge just yet. You got to think, how much fight is there left in the Macho Man? How much does he have left in him? And he's still able to reverse the Irish whip. Up on that second rope now, but right next to Chad Gable, who is certainly not going to let Savage stand on his own accord. Looked like for some kind of delay twisting neck breaker there. But it's countered in the turnbuckle now. He is sent. Jason Jordan needs a little bit of time to collect himself, but now here it is again. Grand amplitude, and this one has to be enough. Hardy can't get in the ring. Jordan down on one knee. American Alpha victorious, and are heading into next week to face Big Show and Edge. Well, there we have it. It was a little bit of a rockety road for these two men to get the win, but I think that was more due to Matt Hardy than what it was due to Macho Man Randy Savage. But next week we will witness Chad Gable and Jason Jordan take on Edge and the Big Show. The winners get an opportunity to face the NXT Tag Team Champions, Bram and Christopher Daniels of the DCC. Be interesting to see who will get that tag team opportunity 2 weeks from now. The DCC are going to keep their eyes out for these two teams. It all depends on who can get the win. And who knows, we could be seeing new NXT Tag Team Champions 2 weeks from now. Who knows, we could be seeing a new NXT Women's Champion any second now when that main event match comes into play. Oh, well, well, well. Look who's arrived onto the scene. The former NXT champion, Chris Sabin. Here to state that a call to war, really. That is what he is. That is literally the essence of his message right now. And there, well, what a surprise. We knew it was going to happen eventually. We knew it had to happen. We knew at some point Chris Sabin was bound to call out the NXT champion once more. And here it is, demanding his rematch, it seems. Using the phrase, though, the unsung hero, as if Okada, you know, as he just said there, Okada should have killed NXT. Might have been the other way around when Chris Sabin was in charge, but here we go. There is the threat, there is the message. Ready for a war that you will not survive. Sabin and Okada, it seems in his mind, are destined for one more match for that NXT chat. Seems as if they are destined for one more match for that NXT championship. And I already know that I cannot wait for the rematch. Cannot wait to see which man possesses more hunger within them to capture that NXT championship. We saw Okada have it within him a takeover, but now with all the anger and hatred that Sabin possesses, as well as that need to win back that NXT championship in that rematch, will Chris Sabin end up walking out of it victorious and a two-time NXT champion? We'll find out in the future. We'll find out in the weeks to come. But right now, we're going to find out who is going to be walking out NXT Women's Champion. Sexy Star, who made her debut 2 weeks ago, successfully defeated the champion Nikki Cross. Until this woman came along and tried to spoil her debut. Peyton Royce showed up, attacked Sexy Star post-match. She didn't get all of the post-match attack, really. The only real aspect she left on Sexy Star was when Star went for that suicide spear or whatever it was. Peyton Royce moved out of the way, and Star went head first into the steel railings on the outside. However, in their match last week, Royce certainly proved that she had something within her when she defeated Sexy Star almost with ease. She got the win in that matchup, and then post-match, of course, she continued to attack Sexy Star, certainly proving that she was hungry for the NXT Women's Championship as well. And it was decided during the week that Nikki Cross would have to defend her title against both women in this matchup here tonight. So Sexy Star and Peyton Royce only having a handful of matches, really. I mean, Peyton Royce now in her second matchup, Sexy Star in her third. Both women looking for that NXT Women's Championship, but here comes the woman who held that, who was the first ever champion to hold that belt. Here she is, the first ever woman to have that championship around her waist. She did so at TakeOver, and she looks to continue to prove her dominance within this division. She looks to prove that 2 weeks ago was just a fluke. She won that title at TakeOver from Ember Moon, albeit under controversial circumstances, but in their rematch she proved she was the better of the two. She proved that she deserves to hold that championship, and now Nikki Cross looks set to try and defend that championship once more. As I said earlier in the night, Cross with some kind of anger to her that she has to defend her championship already twice, despite the fact the NXT champion has only defended it once, and the NXT Tag Team Champions are still yet to defend their title. But it goes to show the hunger, the desire, the need to put themselves on the center stage that the NXT Women's Division is possessing. Getting so much interest from the board that this championship matchup had to be made, that it had to be put into account. However, Nikki Cross is going to look to prove that was a dire mistake made by the NXT board, as she looks to walk out of here still with that NXT Women's Championship around her waist. Certainly seems to have ditched the entrance as she came out to previously, when she used to mock other divas on her way out to the ring, or the divas of the past, as I should say. But that's not the case anymore. It seems to be all serious, a serious mindset from Nikki Cross as she looks to try and capture that championship right there. NXT Women's Championship here, main eventing tonight. The sole focus on this championship matchup right now. Will Sexy Star, will Peyton Royce, or will Nikki Cross walk out as your NXT Women's Champion? We'll find out. Our main event is underway right now, and immediately Peyton Royce ducking to the outside there, deciding that she doesn't want to get involved in this right now. Now leaves a rematch from 2 weeks ago taking place. Sexy Star able to get a bit of a jump here on Nikki Cross. But the moment Sexy Star turned her back there on Peyton Royce, she got a jump on her. A bit of back and forth between these women now, and Nikki Cross really hasn't done anything. She just kind of stood there for a moment, drop kicked the Star, who slowly goes down to the mat there. Oof, there's a hefty kick to firmly send Star onto the ground. Not too sure what's going on. You're all kind of calamity. What a powerbomb there by Peyton Royce. Early on, trying to leave her impact, trying to leave her mark on Sexy Star, more so than she's done over the last 2 weeks. Back suplex though by Cross. Look at this. She's not focusing on one woman right now. She's going after both of them. That kind of possesses the madman mindset of Nikki Cross, as she is willing to just fight anyone and everyone. Cross rolls out of the ring here momentarily, allowing Royce to go back to work on Star. Continuation of the beatdown that we saw last week by Peyton Royce on Sexy Star. Not only, of course, was there the post-match beatdown, but she won her matchup against Star with... She won it emphatically, really. However, Star looking to make sure that does not take place here tonight. Oh, good God. Peyton Royce might be in a bit of trouble here. Sexy Star looks for a dropkick. It's sidestepped, and oh, Nikki Cross just left at the completely wrong time. Although she probably doesn't care. She probably likes the fact that her body just felt some pain. Double dropkick here to Sexy Star, and Nikki Cross using Peyton Royce to hit the leg drop there onto Star, and immediately dropkicks her on the face. Only temporary partners in a triple threat matchup. Look at the height difference as well. Nikki Cross substantially smaller than the other two women in this matchup, as she does not care. What she doesn't like, well, you know, what she lacks in height, she makes up more than enough for in her devastation that she possesses. Ember Moon certainly felt it on more than one occasion. The women who she combated with in the Queen of the Ring certainly felt it, especially when she won that fatal four-way matchup. Nikki Cross, perhaps the most successful of those women out of the Queen of the Ring. She may have come in, well, I would say 5th place, because she won the quarterfinals fatal four-way, but here she is tonight. The NXT Women's Champion. Will she still be holding on to that belt by the end of the night? I don't know right now, because Peyton Royce is going all out here, taking it to both women. Floor and Nikki Cross once more. And once again, you with this Luther's takedown and repeated slamming of the head into the mat. But oh, Nikki Cross not interested in that anymore, and floors Royce, who is now doing a bit of roly-polies around the ring. Jawbreaker there by Cross. Action all over the place right now. No one-on-one matches really taking place, just everyone trying to floor everyone, and especially Nikki Cross trying to floor everyone as well. Cross and Royce now in the ring as Star takes a moment to recover on the outside. There's a reversal by Nikki Cross though. And Cross now, with her up on his shoulders, looking for the Fireman's Carry. Slam! Fireman's Carry sit out slam there like a landslide from Shinsuke Nakamura. Cover right after it. Star still on the outside, but Royce kicks at it too. It's like Cross didn't even have her attention focused there on Star, but she missed a kick. But Star there with that signature belly to belly right into the cover, hoping she can capture the title. Only a 1 count. Royce may not have been able to break that one up. She took some time to get up to her feet there, and then gets floored immediately after for her troubles. Royce now going to take a moment on the outside, allowing Cross to be left alone in the ring now with Sexy Star. Oh, here we go. These devastating stomps into the stomach and the chest. Those are the moves those are the stomps that won her the title back at TakeOver, but it's not going to happen here tonight. Only a 1 count. Oh, and to the outside goes Nikki Cross. Peyton Royce with a great sidestep there, and the NXT Women's Champion hit hard on the outside. Cross slowly getting up now. Certainly felt the impact, but this, like I said, this madman that is, or this mad woman that is Nikki Cross, the mindset that she possesses, she doesn't care how hurt she gets, she just loves to get back up and inflict more damage to her opponents. Star and Cross right now getting really into it in the ring right there, just strikes back and forth. Star rolls out of the ring once again, and now it's Royce. And Star going, and Cross going at it. Cross now, cross face, but I think, yep. Peyton Royce is, what can I say, her limber. I don't know what to say. Lanky, there we go. The lankiness to her, allowing her to get to the ropes there. Peyton Royce now looking for the fisherwoman suplex. Well, the fisherman suplex, don't know why I call it that. There it is, with the bridge. Will it be enough for the title? There's 2, and she kicks out. Star may not have been able to break that one up in time. And now, Royce with Sexy Star in the corner. Shoulder tackles there. And a clubbing blow in the back right after it. Cross still down right now. Oh, here we go. Sexy Star with a pump handle. Overhead suplex. What a move it is. And with Cross down now, Star pinning the wrong woman in this matchup. She should be pinning Royce right now. Royce could have been down and out right there, but instead she went to pin Cross. I would have thought that backbreaker would have been used to floor Cross instead of trying to pin her. And Cross now finally taking another break on the outside, deciding that it's time for her to get a break in this matchup, but it seems as if Star and Royce want to go on the outside right now. Or maybe not, as Sexy Star just decides to stand there for a moment. Just staring at Peyton Royce. Oh, no, there we go. Now it was like she was giving Royce a little bit of false sense of security. Like, yeah, you can get up. And now look at this. Cross is screaming to Sexy Star to get back in the ring to continue on this matchup here. Cross not done with Star by any accord. Royce on the apron now, but she's going to wait her turn maybe. Here we go. Using the ropes to advantage. Royce just watching. Oh, the suplex. Twisting neck breaker. Floored. Peyton Royce in the corner. Cover by Cross here to retain the title. There's 1. There's 2. Royal. No. Star kicks out at 2. Cross went right for Royce. But it was not enough. Royce, though, rolls out of the ring. Star may look for another one. Right, Cross may look for another one. Star may be in trouble. Suplex. Cradle neck breaker. Take a look at this on the replay. Flooring Star firmly on her head and neck. That could be it. Cover here. 1, 2, and no. She kicks out again. Across immediately. Going for another cover here, but Star's leg is in the ropes. Royce still recovering on the outside, and Cross making the same mistake again. She's not hooking the leg. She's rolling the wrong way as well. If she hooks the outside leg, but there she'd be fine. She really wasn't there. That was a crucial error made by Nikki Cross. An error that could have secured her the NXT Women's Championship still around her waist right there and then. She sent Royce back to the outside. Crossface here. Crossface by Cross. Hoping for the submission on Star. But Sexy Star is just about able to roll out of it. Both women taking some time to get back up to their feet though. Can certainly feel how worn out they are from this entire match. Cross now. Suplex cradle neck breaker. Down on a Star. Royce with a drop kick though. Caught Cross firmly in the head. Cross rolls out of the ring. What is she thinking? Crucial error in this match. 1, 2, 3. Peyton Royce steals the NXT Women's Championship from Nikki Cross. What a steal by Royce. Cross made a huge error right there and then. When she rolled out of the ring, she rolled out of harm's way following that drop kick that caught her right in the side of the head. And it enabled Royce to cover after Cross's work to start. Your new NXT Women's Champion, Peyton Royce, in just 3 matches. Royce has taken that championship away from Nikki Cross, but I don't think we are anywhere near done with that. Nikki Cross now has a firm claim to try and get that NXT Women's Championship back around her waist. She was not pinned in this matchup, and it seemed as if not for that drop kick, that would have been Nikki Cross's NXT Women's Championship still. But wow, a new champion to end this episode of Universe. That is pretty damn good. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys, and ta-ra.